So in today's meeting, we will have an attunement to the nervous system. We will be using a mantra that bridges in certain regions of the universe within to attune the nervous system and strengthen it to have a higher capacity to receive a higher voltage. But yet in a very soft way, in a very smooth way. The mantra will help you attune to the light, a higher light. The nervous system, it represents the physical body. The nervous system at this level, it is merely an automated function that you have nearly no control over, especially if the nervous system has undergone some challenges that has frozen down these memories within the nervous system. You may call these certain triggers or certain wounds that bring you out of your senses into unconsciousness. And after that wave or trigger moves on, it's like you may ask yourself, what happened? How did that moment take place? And that is because you have no control over certain aspects. What we do, we start to attune a higher light, a higher voltage to the physical aspect, the higher lights, we start to access it and bring it through and attune it into the physical. This is called nervous system integration. We tap into higher light, we open to higher light, and we bring that through into this hardwiring system. And we literally reconfigure the hardwiring that is within the physical aspect. So this is why when you all receive your personal chart, you recognize that the level of the nervous system is one of the lowest and one of the hardest to actually integrate higher consciousness. It is the last aspect of our physicality that integrates. So it is much easier for us to open to higher light, perceive higher consciousness, but for that to come all the way into the physical aspect of our nervous system requires some integration. So nervous system integration is a part of the whole process that we all do on this path. Now, at the level of the Anda, so a level above the Anda, which is the astral universe. Here is where we attune into the electro and magnetic force of energy. The electricity and the magnetism. So you may be aware of this at this level. In certain breathing practices, pranayamas, where you are working with the electrical light and the magnetic light. So the blue light and the red light. As you can see, this light has a split. It's a dual light. So at this level, this is how it looks like. On the astral plane, you can energize and restore your nervous system in this dual, it is a dual light force of the electricity and magnetism, right? Some may call this also with the breathing Ida and Pingala, the masculine, feminine, because as you can see, this is the region of duality, the astral plane, right? So at this level, we will focus on re-energizing at this level for our nervous system with electricity and magnetism. It is from here where we will use the mantra Om, because Om will support you to attune to the higher light, into the Brahmanda. Okay, so here we will also include the vast emptiness of being, which is so important even with nervous system work, because the nervous system, it's the electricity hardwiring system within us, and when you give it the space for it to regenerate and receive the light, I have found that to see that it really helps people not to feel so cramped up, because nervous system work can be a little bit challenging sometimes. It might feel like a cramping sensation, so very important to also focus on the light, on the emptiness around the tree of light. So the tree of light represents our nervous system. So if for you may find it difficult to redirect your focus into your nervous system, you may envision a tree of light that resembles your nervous system, because that is what you will be regenerating today, this tree of light, to bring more light to it, and the branches of the tree of light to illuminate more of that light. So the Om will help you from the Pinda to rise up into the Brahmanda. And that is where the Om sound at this region sings its own sound. So we will attune our nervous system to that Brahmanda region. Now, at the higher level, in ParBrahmanda, here is where we work with an electrical light that has no duality, that has no opposition to it. It has no magnetism. And in this electrical light is where we work with a very special being who is Mahavatar Babaji. Now, Mahavatar Babaji is also an ascended master, highly advanced being, highly advanced. And Mahavatar Babaji has come into this earth several times in several different ages and cycles of this world. And he, one of the recent lineages he reactivated this light to is the lineage of the Kriya Yoga. So the lineage of Lahiri Mahasaya, Yogananda, and Sri Yukteswari. These are the beings that have met Babaji, and Babaji has showed them the way how to bring forward these teachings so that many people can benefit from certain practices, techniques to support them into strengthening their nervous system, because everyone knows, these masters knew that the nervous system is what allows you to sustain a high consciousness. This is why when you meditate, you may go very deep or come to a very blissful place, but you may not be able to sustain it for so long because of the nervous system, what it has not yet integrated. So this is a very, very important practice as a whole, yes? Part and parcel with soul liberation, with awakening to full consciousness, and nervous system integration is a big part of it as well. So at the level of the ParBrahmanda, where no duality exists, it's a pure electrical force that Babaji works with at this level. I mean, Babaji is a liberated soul, but his mastery is very uniquely, very special, working with this very particular light from the ParBrahmanda region. And this is where, when we do nervous system work, we work with this light, with this electrical, white, light blue light, specifically from the Master himself, as there is no other better being Master that has fully mastered this light and is accessible to everyone. So at this level, we will attune our nervous system with the second part of the mantra, which is Tat. Tat. Okay? And this mantra, Tat, has a very special and unique force to it, as it allows this light from this ParBrahmanda region to pour out. You may notice, you may feel it, you may see it like bursting out of energy, bursting out this electrical force. So it has a certain activation to it. This light, as it activates, of course, the intention today is to bring that light into the nervous system. So as you can see, you can attune to higher and higher light into the nervous system. So Om Tat, okay, it's a bridge. It bridges from one light to the higher light. Om Tat. And higher than that is Sat. So Sat is at the region of Sat Lok, in the divine, pure spiritual region. So this is where we attune to the highest light, divine light, to the nervous system. And the way it is experienced here, as your nervous system will receive this divine Amrita, the nectar, the bliss, this golden nectar of the highest light into the nervous system. Now, this is where your nervous system is truly, truly nourished. It's truly healed at the deepest level. And attunements of our nervous system is really necessary to have this practice done a few times. For example, maybe once a week, you may dedicate time for your nervous system, where you attune your nervous system always to that higher light. So every time your nervous system needs certain settings, and the way we set it is by attuning to that higher light. And that also is how we can integrate more of that higher light, strengthening our nervous system, and slowly, slowly putting the voltage of that higher electricity, higher light, and beyond electricity into the light of divine, the sweet nectar, the Amrita. But the deepest nervous system work, healing, and rejuvenation happens when you open to the divine nectar, because it is the most pure, most loving, most amazing, pure spiritual light your nervous system can ever receive.